my stuff, my whole closet, is in a whole bunch of bags.
Oh baby, if it's true, you just gotta let me know. Speeding in that foreign and my gas tank run low. Oh baby, if it's true. Oh baby, if it's true. Oh baby, if it's true, you just gotta let me know. Speeding in that foreign.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another day with the Rich Way. My name is Angelica. My baby, who is usually here with me right now, his name is Richie. And no, he did not kick me out. I'm gonna be telling a story today about the time that I got kicked out by my stepdad. So give this video a huge thumbs up, get some popcorn, get comfortable. I'm about to sit with you guys real quick right here. If you guys are watching this, you haven't already subscribed, what is you doing, baby? Subscribe, join the family, turn your post notifications on to get notified every single time I post a new video, because I'm gonna be dropping some tea today, guys. I'm gonna be telling you guys something I've never told anyone before. This happened to me about 4 years ago, and since you guys are family and we don't keep anything from you guys, I figured it was the perfect time to tell you guys. Richie's actually working on some music. He'll probably be here in the end of the video, but I told him today, you know what, babe, I have to let everybody know exactly what I went through, because I know I'm not the only one who has been through something like this, where you got, you know, kicked out, or maybe you're going through something like this, and maybe my situation can help you in any way, shape, or form. So it all started in May of 2016, which is about 4 years ago. It's crazy, 4 years ago, and I literally have told no one. Like, okay, so where do I even start? So me and Richie had just started talking. If you guys ever watched our love story or how we met, I did mention that I did grow up in a very, very strict household. My stepdad especially, he would not let me do anything. Throughout middle school, throughout high school, my whole life has been about him, about what he wants, whatever makes him happy. Everything he says goes, and that's just been my life, my whole life, basically, until after high school. It just came to the point where it was so bad that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't hang out with friends. I couldn't, nothing. I couldn't even go to prom because he wouldn't let me. Like, that's how bad it was, guys. And of course, every household has rules and stuff like that, but he was just, in my opinion, it was super, super unfair with me for no reason. I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't hanging out with bad influences. I wasn't out doing bad things. I remember there was one Friday, came home from work, and I just got home and there was nothing but bad vibes. And prior to that day, we were arguing maybe for a while. It was constantly, every single day, he was just on me. Like, I literally had to go to work, come back home every single day. Like, that was my routine. I wasn't allowed to do anything. And I get it. He wanted to just, you know, look out for me. That's what I thought in the moment. But no, it just became to the point where it was just, it was too much. Like, it was way too much. Like, he was the one that called the shots all the time. Granted, he was in my life for a very, very long time, so he was like a father figure to me, but I don't know, he just changed. His personality just changed. He just became just mean and just controlling, controlling to the point where I couldn't, like I said, do anything. And I remember I was gonna go out with my friend, and she kind of knew about my situation. She was very, very supportive throughout the whole thing. So shout out to you if you're watching this. And I told my mom that I was gonna go sleep over, and you know, I got permission from her. Even though I was 18, I still let my mom know exactly what was going on. She was fine with it. However, my stepdad wasn't. So as I was going to meet her up, he actually called me. He knew the friend that I was hanging out with. He trusted her. He knew her parents and everything like that. It wasn't just like a random girl that I was hanging out with and I was gonna sleep over her house. So when he called me, his exact words were, "Where are you? What are you doing? And who do you think you are?" I already got permission from my mom. I'm gonna go hang out with my friend and I'm gonna sleep over her house. He said to me, "If you do not come home today, all of your things will be packed in bags outside waiting for you." And I was like, okay, but I already got permission to go out. Like, my mom already knows, like, it's all good. Like, you guys know this friend. It's not like just this random person that I'm gonna go hang out with. He did not like the fact that my mom said yes and he said no. So he decided to just let me know that if I never came home that night, that all my stuff would be in bags waiting for me outside. And I thought that was the most unfair thing. Like, I don't understand. There was no reason why. I didn't do anything. I didn't behave bad. I was already out of school. I was working. I was doing my thing. I was also paying rent at the time, guys. Yes, I was paying rent. I was like a tenant in their house. So when he told me that, I was like, what? Why would you even do that? Like, it's not that serious. Like, my mom already said I can go. And he's like, yeah, but I said no. Anyway, so I still ended up going to hang out with my friend because, like I said, I got the permission from my mom. Basically, I ended up staying the night at her house. Richie actually drove us to her house. I saw him for like a little bit. And then the next morning, this was Saturday morning. Mind you, the day that I hung out with my friend was Friday. So now this is Saturday, and Richie had offered to pick me up. And I could not say no to that offer just because we were talking at that time. So it's like all I wanted to do was just hang out with him and see him and stuff like that. I already told you guys the backstory about my stepdad. He was super strict, so it was so hard to see Richie. It was so hard to hang out. So it was like any moment that I could see him or anything like that, I was, yes, come pick me up, baby. I'm here. So he picked me up and he dropped me back at my mom's house. And as I was going in, the door would unlock, but it would not open. So then I went to the back door. I did the same thing, not open. So I called my mom, she didn't pick up. I called her again and she still didn't pick up. So I called my stepdad and I asked him, why can I come in the house? And he's like, well, I told you that if you didn't come home last night, all your bags would be outside. And I'm like, okay, but the door doesn't even open. Like, I'm here, I wanna talk to you guys. He's like, yeah, well, you can't get in. I was like, what? Like, what did you do with the door? He's like, oh, I nailed it down. Like, I knew he was over the top and old-fashioned controlling thinking, but I didn't think he would get to that level. When he did that, I was like, okay. Mind you guys, I was only 18 when this happened. So there were so many things running through my mind, like, what am I gonna do? What do I even do? I had no family in New York at the time. All of my family lives in Pennsylvania, so I had nobody to call at all. The only person that I was thinking about through all of this was Richie. And I did call him, and he was actually on his way to boxing because his boxing gym was so close to my house at the time. He literally turned back from going to boxing practice and he took me with him, which was so cute. I literally just waited there the whole time. He was actually training for a fight, I think like a week or 2 weeks after that, which I actually was able to go to. So that was so cute. But back to the point, guys, I was honestly scared. I was scared. I had no idea what to do. And I mean, what do you do in that situation? What can you do when you have no one to lean on? You just gotta figure it out. But thank God I didn't have to figure it out. I didn't have to figure anything out by myself. I had Richie throughout this whole process. This is why I'm actually sharing this story as well, just because this started our relationship. This started everything between us. And I'll never change anything the way that it happened. Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I actually found a genuine person to be by my side through all of this. That's how I know me and him will be able to go through anything. Well, that's how I knew that me and him will be able to go through anything, because if he was there for me throughout all of this, throughout me basically not knowing, and he was still there for me, trying to just go through everything with me. So sweet and so caring, and he has not changed one bit. He's still that same person, and I cannot thank him enough. It's okay, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Just come back to my place and we'll talk about it. We'll figure all of this out. And it was the most assuring, most comforting thing ever. Like, to know that somebody has your back when other people don't. And especially the fact that this was all new and fresh for me and Richie. Like, he didn't have to do any of this. He didn't have to welcome me into his home. He didn't have to do none of this. It's just so crazy how everything happens, and everything happens for a reason. So there was no contact between me, my mom, or my stepdad. So we ended up just going back to Richie's house. His brothers were there, his brother's girlfriend was there. It was cool, we were having such a good time. I went there that morning, I told him I wanted to go in. My stepdad said, well, you can't come in, and that was literally it. Like, I never heard any communication back from them. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll try tomorrow then. So the next morning came, I explained to Richie that I wanted to go back home. I wanted to settle this once and for all. I wanted to talk everything out, you know, be cool again with everybody, because that was my intention from the start. I didn't want to cause any drama. I didn't want to cause anything. I just wanted just one night out from all the arguing and all the bad vibes and all the fighting. So this is now Sunday. I asked Richie if he can take me back home, and of course he did. As I'm walking into the house, I go to my room and I see all of my stuff. My whole closet is in a whole bunch of bags. And I don't know if I'm gonna insert a picture, because every time I see this picture, I get emotional, but I probably will, just to show you guys. soon as I seen that, I was so shocked. I was like, okay, this person really doesn't want me here, so now I'm gonna have to actually leave. I called Richie once again and I told him exactly what happened. And the first thing that he told me was, it's all right, don't worry about it. We're gonna figure this all out. Just pack a little bag, come back to my house, and we'll figure this all out. Everything will be okay. And everything was okay. Everything from that moment on, he made sure I was okay. He made sure that everything was gonna be fine. And literally, like, as corny as this sounds, he was literally an angel. Like, an angel. Like, that's so corny. Throughout this whole time, me and him didn't work out in high school for this reason. And I didn't find out what this reason was until I got kicked out. And it was until now that I realized, okay, everything happens for a reason, because this was meant to happen. This was the push I needed in order for me to grow. And Richie was literally the person that I needed all along. So crazy how everything happens, guys. It's literally so crazy that this was the blessing I needed. This was the blessing in disguise. Richie was literally the blessing. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so emotional. Richie was literally everything I needed, and I didn't even know it yet. And that's so crazy. Just to think about that, like, he was what I needed all along. Like, this was meant to happen. So grateful for him, and I'm so blessed that everything happened the way it did. But guys, I would not be here if it was not for Richie. I literally don't even know what I would be doing right now if it wasn't for Richie. And it's so crazy how someone who can come in your life and literally change your life and change your perspective on life and just be there for you unconditionally and care for you. Babe, I love you so much, and I decided to share my story with you guys because this was the start of me and Rich's relationship, and this should say so much about him, about how caring he is. I love him so much, and I figured I'd share this story with you guys just because I've never told anybody this, and you guys are my family, and I figured I'd share this with you guys, more open to you guys about this situation. And if you guys are going through a similar situation, just know that it does get better, and it will get better. And my story got better than ever, literally. Like, me and Richie have done it all. Like, we've lived in Los Angeles, we lived in Pennsylvania, we're living in Miami now. Like, I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. He was literally the push that I needed for everything. Literally, like, I found my soulmate, and I've never been any happier, and I'm so blessed. The point of me sharing this story with you guys, it was also a lesson. It was also just a story, just to let you guys know exactly what I went through. And like I said, I know many people have been through this. You might not know why things happen to you in that moment. You might not know. You might not know the reason why things happen to you, but there's always a reason why everything happens. Everything happens for a reason, and Richie was my reason. He was my reason for everything, and I cannot thank him enough. Babe, I know you're watching this. I love you so much. I don't want to cry. And just thank you for everything. Thank you for all the memories that we've created in such little time. I love you so much, and I love you all so much. So if you guys are still here to the end, thank you guys so much for listening to this. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.